Welcome back to Hockey Talks. I'm Carl. That is Dave. The Oilers come with a victory in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals against the Florida Panthers. The final score 4-3 in overtime. Leon Draisaitl scored a couple, including the overtime winner in game number 1, which takes
What do
them
you think
back.
about
Oh,
what
go
do you think
ahead.
about that backhand pass that Perry did to McDavid for that one?
Not bad, hey?
Yeah, it was like a no looker.
Yeah, straight to
It's too
McDavid.
bad it
Did you
had to be
see that?
Perry.
Saucer pass to Draisaitl?
McDavid saucer pass over the guy's
Yeah,
skate.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah. It
insane.
was nice.
Yeah,
It was nice, but they do that all the time. That was a good goal by Draisaitl.
it was a good
I
game,
seen it
but
coming. I was watching it, and I was like, Draisaitl was like wide open, like there's
yeah.
nobody around him. Everybody's like focused on the corner there, and sure enough, they McDavid found
Well,
a way
the
to get
thing
the puck
is,
to him.
the crazy thing is that Bob, even right when McDavid got the puck, Bob gave a real quick look over. He knew Dry
Draisaitl
was
was
there.
there. Yeah,
He just didn't get over in position fast enough. Maybe he didn't think Dry would be that close. I'm not sure. But it was pretty good goal, pretty good overtime goal. One
yeah.
thing I want to mention though before we get too far into it is Bennett's hit, or not his hit, that
Oh,
goal,
that
that
the
counter where
fall,
he, the fall,
the
yeah, the
fall
fall.
backwards. Yeah,
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that?
technically, it's not a penalty.
I'm not saying
Technically,
for a penalty, but from a goal perspective.
a goal percent. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, technically it's a good goal. But according to the book, right? The rule book, it states that if the player is impeded or pushed into the goaltender, therefore it's
And
it's
so
it's a
you
goal,
think
right?
he was pushed?
Okay, there was definitely a bit of acting by Bennett. I'm not saying
Yes.
that, but
I,
he was pushed a
I
little
do.
bit, but Bennett definitely enhanced that. Like there's no way, like, come on. You can
I,
definitely tell Bennett embellished that, right?
I watched the clip so many times, I'm sure everybody else did too. And
Yeah.
yes, it looked like he got touched on
Yeah.
his foot, and then
But
he
he
just kind of like,
reacted.
oh,
Yeah,
and
he
he went right
reacted
into
into
the
the goalie.
goalie.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
you can't even say it was like he was trying to do what he did because the puck ended up somehow hitting him and getting up high on the top of the
Yeah,
net. So it's kind of like whatever. But
yeah.
I think what this is a sign of is that he's going for the goaltender, though.
Oh,
Is kind of what
100%.
I'm getting at.
He tried it with
And he
Carolina.
didn't
He
get it
did
in
it with
game one.
Toronto.
He's gonna do it again. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Oh,
gonna
yeah,
try to get under
100%.
Skinner, and
But I mean,
that's how they're gonna prevail, right? They're
yeah,
gonna lose the first two games, just like they did against Toronto. If they
yeah.
do, whatever.
Hmm.
Game three, they're gonna go in, and Bennett will make sure he secures that hit that he
He'll
needs
be
to there.
there. He'll be there. That's what he does, right? He's right
Yeah.
in front of the goaltender. He'll push him around. He'll fall accidentally into them
Severely
after a
concuss
little
him,
touch.
make him have to go to the hospital.
Yeah. Well, you've seen that
Yeah.
against Carolina again, right?
Yeah.
The elbows of Stolars in Toronto series.
Yeah.
And he tried to elbow Anderson in the
Yep.
Carolina series. Wasn't successful there. He tried to, but you could easily see it. We'll see what he does to Stuart Skinner
Yeah.
here coming up. But
I hope Stuart Skinner can stick up to him, kind of like Stolarz tried doing. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Give him a mean right hook or a right
uh,
punch or something, and
yeah,
put him in his place.
yeah.
Take
Well,
a
if he's
two-minute
in,
minor. Go ahead, take a penalty if you have to.
yeah,
You're saving yourself.
yeah, yeah. If he's in your blue paint, you're allowed to get him out of there,
Yep,
right?
exactly.
So, I mean, it might cost us a penalty depending what you do,
That's why
but
you make it
like
count.
Stolars did,
Yeah, you make it
yeah,
count. Lay him
yeah,
out.
yeah,
You know.
yeah.
But
Anyway, but yeah,
overall,
yeah.
though, it was a good game,
It was a good game.
and I don't really think I think a lot of people are excited because Edmonton last time they went their first three games without a win.
Yeah, yeah,
But I don't think this is necessarily like it's still going to be a long series. I don't think
absolutely.
Edmonton is going to or necessarily run away with this because let's just
No,
remember the way that Florida team is coached. That's what we were just talking about. It's the game within the game. They're going to be playing dirty. They're going to go for knees. They're going to try to injure McDavid, dry saddle.
hmm
They're going to go
yeah.
for
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I was going over kind of like the the two sides being more an aggressive teams, right? Even the Oilers this year, I think this is kind of what helped them get back to where they were and how good of a team they are now is because they added that section to their roster, right? And
Yeah.
how they play is being a lot more rugged and aggressive and stuff like that, right? And I was kind of going over the players like Florida and Edmonton had. if you look at like Edmonton's side to get him more like aggressive, like before Zach Hyman, he was hitting a lot, right? He had the most hits on the team. But then if beside that, you had Jake Wallman, which they brought in, right, from San Jose. He's been really aggressive defenseman. Darnell Nurse, he's hit here or there,
Yeah,
right? You got Matthias Ekholm, which finally came back from injury when he scored the tying goal
yeah, that's right.
in game one, right? So Evan Bouchard, Corey Perry, of course, he's a pest, right?
Yeah,
He's there, right? Evander Kane, also another one of those guys. So you look at these guys from Edmonton, they definitely got some guys in that can handle some of these Florida guys, such as Sam Bennett, Brad Marchand, Sam Reinhart, Matthew Tkachuk, which he was almost invisible
yeah,
in the game, first game, right? And Aaron Ekblad.
yeah.
So they got guys to kind of handle that situation. And then other than that, I mean, Edmonton's got all the scorers. You haven't even listed like Draisaitl, McDavid, and Nugent Hopkins, and yeah. Whereas Florida, those are pretty much the guys, right? Outside of that, you have maybe Carter Verhaeghe, um,
But I think
who
that's
can fill
that's
in.
that's the benefit of Florida, though, right? They
Yeah,
don't have a McDavid. Their
they
team isn't.
don't. Yeah,
They don't. Their team isn't a teeter totter. Every
yeah,
one of
yeah.
their players can go on that ice and score, right?
Absolutely.
And
Yeah, it's a
every one of
big
their
team
players
effort.
can defend. It's really a weirdly built team. And like I said, the game one, a lot of people are gonna say a lot of positives, a lot of negatives, but if you look at it, Edmonton flat out outplayed Florida.
Yeah,
So what
absolutely.
happens? What happens when Florida starts to kind of keep up with them? Like I mean, you could sure go ahead and say Edmonton's going to get 40 shots in every single game, but the
Mhm.
reality is Florida's probably going to try to protect the net a little bit more because they haven't been playing that style lately because they didn't have
Yeah,
to against Carolina because Carolina just choked,
yeah,
right? So
yeah,
they're going to
yeah.
play that strategy again. They're going to protect the goaltender, and
Mhm.
let's just be honest, Bobrovsky was a better goaltender last game than Skinner,
Absolutely.
you know?
Absolutely.
So
Bobrovsky stood on his head last time,
yeah, I
right?
mean, he ended up losing the game, but
He
he
did.
had what, like 20%, 30% more shots. I don't even know
Yeah,
how many shots Florida got. It was like
with
22,
the overtime, I think Florida was at 28 and Edmonton
28.
was at 44, I think.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what
So,
I mean.
yeah,
So he saved 16 more shots or
yeah.
something like that,
Hmm.
14, whatever.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a big thing down the road. This is a bit of a wake-up call for Florida. And am I saying they're going to come back and win the next game? No, but what I'm saying is it's unlikely. I mean, Edmonton very well could do it, but it's unlikely for them to get 44 shots every single game,
Hmm.
And if that's
Yeah.
what they need to score 4 goals, then I'll take Florida scoring 4 goals before then any day of the week
That's
against
true. The
Skinner, right?
goaltending's a big question, right?
Yeah,
But when Stuart Skinner seems to play when he's absolutely needed to the most, right? Which worries me a little bit. If they have the lead in the series, is Stuart Skinner gonna fall back to his kind of like old way a little bit? Or is he gonna stay on? Because they've always been well, they've been playing from ahead from every series, I guess, this year. But he started off really bad again, right? Then he got pulled. Calvin Pickard came in. And then Calvin Pickard played good until he got hurt.
yeah,
So forced to put Stuart Skinner back in. And for some reason that lit a fire under him again, like it did the previous year. And he's been playing great ever since.
yeah.
But I mean, he plays great when there's lots of pressure on him, it seems like, right? Pressure to do really well.
Hmm.
And we'll see if that continues if they keep winning these comfortable games. Like, I mean, not saying yesterday was a comfortable game in game one. It went to overtime, so they managed to claw their way back. But at the end of the third period, Stuart Skinner was unbelievable, right? He played really, really well. Florida had their chances, but he shut them down. So, and Edmonton,
But
of course,
that's
is
the
lacking.
embarrassing thing, though, Carl, right? Because he still only got like how much shots did he have by the end of the third period?
By the end of
20.
third, yeah, 26 or something like that, 27. It
So they
was
only got.
they didn't get much in the third in the overtime.
Oh, okay. So still 26 shots though, and 3 goals compared to a goaltender that's I don't know. I'm guessing now at like 32 shots.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah, something
34
like that.
shots and three. I don't know. It just seems very, very odd.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but we will see. I mean, you got a point. He plays well under pressure.
Key
It's
moments,
just
right?
a
You
matter
make
of
the saves
it's
that you
just
need to.
if it's just a matter of when is pressure applied, because you'd think that he'd always be playing under pressure,
You would think
right?
so. Yeah, absolutely. You would
Or
think
do you
so.
mean if Edmonton like? Because here's how I see it: if he's playing and Edmonton gets a 3-0 lead in the game,
Well,
he's probably going to ease off the gas pedal a little bit. But then
hmm
Florida catches up and it's 3-3. Do you think he'd
hmm
need to play then?
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
does he?
Well, yeah,
Or does
absolutely he does.
okay?
Well, you've seen some of the saves he made yesterday. Like Florida had their chances to put that in the net.
No, I'm just trying to see
But
when
yeah,
this whole,
I get your
what the
point. Yeah.
difference is between playing not under pressure and under pressure.
Yeah. I mean if let's say if I guess Edmonton had that 3-1 lead last night instead of Florida. Maybe Florida storms back and wins the game rather than them playing from behind again in the game
Hmm,
and then storming back and winning the game, right?
yeah,
For some reason they got out to well, they were up to 1-0 lead, and then Florida went up 3-1 pretty quick.
yeah.
And then went to the third period and they were down 3-1, and then Stuart Skinner didn't let another one in. Oh, yeah, they did. Stuart Skinner didn't let another one in. So,
Hmm.
I mean, that kind of pressure is what I guess I'm kind of he feels the pressure on him. He has to do good, otherwise they'll lose.
Yeah. And I,
Like,
I still stand by my own stubborn opinion of I think he's just, he's a lucky goaltender. He's a statistical goaltender, Um, but I guess that's kind of saying the same thing, arguing the
well,
same point.
there's that point too. Absolutely, he is a very statistical goaltender, right? And he he doesn't have his best stuff all the time.
Hmm.
Definitely not. And I think the team helps him out a lot too. But I don't know, pressure. When he's under pressure, he seems to play okay. But
Yeah.
will that remain in the rest of the Stanley Cup? Who knows?
We'll see.
Um,
Yeah.
I don't know what time. I have a list of top five free agents. You want to go through
Sure.
them?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. July 1st is free agency day. That's when all the free agents can go to other teams. Other teams can sign them, stuff like that. Let's start with the top five free agents.
Okay.
Number one, can you guess who it is?
Oh, dude, I have no idea. I wouldn't be able to
Mitch
get
Marner.
name one. Of course.
Mitch Marner, who's the top free agent
Uh,
coming into the line.
yeah.
There's a highly doubtful that he's going to resign with Toronto.
Hmm.
So come
Is that
July,
right? You think so, hey?
I don't think he will. No,
Hmm.
I don't think he will sign with Toronto. I think he's going somewhere
I
else for
wonder what
sure.
some people would think about that. If you're still here, let us know.
Yeah, I don't think he'll sign given it's less than a month of free agency, and they didn't want to sign him. They didn't actually want to. They wanted to trade him away. Like what was it last year? And he waived his no move clause, right? Or didn't
Yeah.
waive his no move clause, so they couldn't do anything. So the chances of him signing him are probably slim to none. So Mitch Marner, there's talks that he might go to Utah.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Utah Mammoth, there
I
might
don't think you'd
be.
want to move there.
I don't know if you'd want to move there either, but
You should go to Jersey.
Utah or maybe Chicago. Should you want to go to Chicago? I think you probably want to go to a winning team, right?
San Jose.
Well, that ain't no winning team right now.
No, but dude, they're on
But
the
look at the
verge.
players
Come
around
on.
him, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, he's how old is he now? He's got to be close to 30.
He's got
Oh,
to
yeah,
be over. He's over 20, I think.
yeah, that's a good assumption. We'll get back to you on that one. But yeah, lots of talk about Mitch Marner going to somewhere else and thinking it may be the Utah Mammoth. Second on the list, Vladislav Gavrikov from
Ooh.
LA Kings. Uh, he had a really, really good season this year and good playoffs, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the next game on the list. Coming in free agency. Who could use a guy kind of like that? I would think Detroit might be able to
Mm.
use somebody like that. But you also got to make sure Jonathan Toews, they didn't have him. I didn't have him on the list, but he's also probably going to be in free agency.
Oh, wow.
So maybe Detroit will take him instead. But anyways, that's
Maybe
number two
Toronto.
on the list. Toronto maybe will take Gavrikov. Actually, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Or Jonathan Toews you're talking about.
Uh, well, Taze, but
Taves. Oh, okay.
Also the one you said.
Gavrikov. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gavrikov.
Gavrikov. Yeah.
Gavrikov.
Um, number three on the list, Aaron Ekblad from the Florida
Ah.
Panthers. You know what? They
You
could
know,
Toronto could take number one and two, or number
yeah.
three and four. Can you guess what number four is? He's
Oh, I'm
also
familiar
from
with him.
Florida.
Oh, really?
Sam
Marchand?
Bennett.
Oh, Bennett. Oh, we were talking about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sam Bennett. Yeah. Also Marchand is also a free agent. So maybe they could
You
collectively
know,
pick up all three.
for the price of
Have the
Marner,
rat line. Yeah, for the price of
how much
Marner.
do you think you could do that? Like, get rid of Marner, get rid of Nylander, and pick up those three guys? Well,
Oh, you
obviously
know
you can't
what?
get rid of Nylander, I guess, but you know,
No, he signed a big contract, but I mean,
yeah,
there's some wiggle room, right? And if you could pick up all three of those guys,
that would be hilarious, man.
Ekblad, Bennett, and Marchand, just move the whole line over to Toronto.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, we're talking
You
about
know,
changing things up. That is the direct opposite that it seems that they've been going. So maybe that's what they need, you know?
maybe. I mean, more aggressiveness, right? I mean, you know how all three of them play. So
Yeah.
it's that would add an entire new look to these Toronto Maple Leafs. Entire
Yeah.
new look. Plus, you
Oh,
still got the
exactly.
scoring from Nylander and Matthews and stuff, but that'd be quite something.
Yep.
Let's go down. The last one I have on the list is Nikolai Ehlers from the Winnipeg Jets. I
Ooh.
don't know if you're familiar with that name, but he's
Yep.
an
He's good.
outstanding
Vancouver.
player. That's what I thought too, actually. That's like exactly what I thought. I was thinking. Ehlers would actually fit really well in Vancouver. With the
Yep.
likes of Brock Besser probably not returning to Vancouver,
Yep.
Ehlers might be an actually really good fit for the
Mm-hmm.
Vancouver Canucks. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. But yeah, so those are the top five free agents. Let us know what you think. Where should everybody go? I know Brad Marchand wasn't on the list, but Toronto could be a good fit.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see what they
Yeah.
do.
But that is all the time we have for tonight. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you next time.
See you later.